Well, good evening, everyone. Much like all of you, I'm settling in to enjoy the 30th anniversary of the Business Excellence Awards right from the comfort of my own living room. And it's important to recognize and shine the spotlight on businesses, on professionals and entrepreneurs in our community, and to applaud them for their stellar work. And we are certainly living through a time when all of us, including those of you in our business community, are having to pivot, to adapt, and to innovate. And it's certainly been an extraordinary effort. The struggles and the sacrifices for many are real, and there's no way to sugarcoat a pandemic. But I know Windsor, and I know how resilient both our people and our business community are. And I know we're going to get to the other side of this pandemic if we keep following public health measures, if we get vaccinated, and we support local where and whenever possible. And I want to thank the Windsor-Essex Chamber of Commerce for their effort in supporting the business community throughout the entire awards and through these awards and through everything they've done with the pandemic. And of course, I want to give a big congratulations to all of tonight's finalists and winners. You've earned this. Now, on to the show.
The Windsor-Essex Chamber of Commerce welcomes you to the early evening show with Gordon Orr. On tonight's show, we celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Business Excellence Awards. Presented by Windsor Star. Produced by Media Street Productions. Broadcast by Your TV. Featuring me, AM 800's Mike Kaycook, with special guests BEA Committee Chair Jason Toner and Media Sales Manager at Windsor Star, Amanda Reed. Now, let's welcome your host, Gordon Orr.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much. If you don't mind, I'm just going to take a minute to let that my first virtual standing ovation soak in. That's wonderful. Thank you. But at home, please be seated. We're already running long. I am Gordon Orr, and that's the furthest I've walked in 14 months. And that's truth. I'm honored to be called back into service without question. Literally, that means everyone else they ask, turn them down. So I was the MC for the Business Excellence Awards for 3 years running, back in 2004, 5, and 6. But we figured enough time has gone by that most of the lawsuits have been settled. At least I hope. You know, I've been called into action, of course, to host the milestone 30th anniversary celebration. Actually, the trend for award shows has been to go host less, whether it's the People's Choice, Emmys, Oscars, or my personal favorite, Soap Opera Digest. All of them have gone hostless. So I suggested to the BA committee about doing that, and they said having me as host is as hostless as they could get. Nice compliment. You know, they say it's an honor to be nominated. I wouldn't know. For 30 years I haven't been. I think, is it wrong? Is it wrong for me to self-nominate next year? Some people wonder how I can tell jokes without a studio audience. But I say, just like on Zoom, it's dead silence either way. Not even the cameramen are laughing. Is this thing on? All right. Okay, so I asked Kelly Blaze, the show producer for Media Street. I said, Kelly, could you add in a laugh track? And she said, sure, Gordon, but first you'd have to tell us if and when you say something funny. Went right to the heart, that one. Okay, so how about a drinking game? We all love drinking games, don't we? I know some of you have already started, but why don't we do a drinking game? So every time a joke of mine bombs, you do a shot at home, okay? And for those of you keeping track, you're 6 shots behind. All right, the gift bags. The gift bags were a new feature this year. The swag bags, each one of them includes a 8x10 headshot of yours truly. And for $10, I'll sign it, because this is an unpaid gig after all. I might even do it for $5. So be prepared, you get what you pay for. We have a great night in store for you, without question. Want to roll out the red carpet for our business community. I even wanted to wear my new black tie jogging suit, but I thought that this hybrid approach to Zoom attire was a little more appropriate. My outfit tonight is sponsored by Joe Boxer. Okay, so we are being live streamed tonight. That's fantastic. So we've gone viral. We're being live streamed tonight thanks to our friends and broadcast sponsor at Your TV Windsor. Luckily for me, there's a 10-second tape delay so they can reapply my makeup, because it's literally flop sweating here. All right, tonight's event will be a celebration worthy of the milestone that it has reached. Celebrating business excellence in our community for 30 years is commendable, and I thank Rakesh Naidu and the good people people at the Windsor-Essex Chamber of Commerce, and the BA Committee, chaired by my work colleague, Jason Toner at Tourism Windsor-Essex, Peely Island. But I want to thank all involved, for sure, for not only continuing to recognize the business community in such a befitting way, but for also thanking them for the confidence they have in me to act as your Master of Ceremonies for the 30th annual celebration. It will be different, make no mistake about it, much like the last year has been. But that doesn't mean we can't stop and pause and shine the spotlight on the business community and the business leaders in it. We will do that tonight in fine fashion, and I hope with a little bit of humor. Now, before we get to it, I do want to state that the award category videos that you will be seeing tonight were all shot in 2019, way back before the pandemic. You remember that, when we didn't have to wear face masks and each business meeting could start and hopefully end with a handshake. Oh, how I miss those days, as I'm sure you do too. But I'm not totally alone here tonight in the studio, and I want to thank and welcome, of course, Mike K. Cook, AM 800's morning legend on the morning drive. Mike K. Cook, good to see you, Mike.
Hey, good to see you, Gord. Legend, wow. I've never been called that before, so check's in the mail.
Well, it says it on the cue card. I had to. Now, I see that you're also wearing Zoom attire tonight, Mike.
Yes, absolutely. My finest here, Gord. I'm all set to go to match your fine attire.
Well, I didn't know you still shopped at Old Navy. Very nice.
I'm the one.
All right. So, Mike, I can't believe it. I'm still having a little bit of trouble wrestling with it, that I, Gordon Orr, am the host of these awards.
Frankly, I'm wrestling with the same thing, that you're the host of the awards.
Sorry, Mike, what was that?
Okay, so here's the deal. I have my own show on the radio, AM 800 every morning, and I'm regulated to announcer?
You call that a show? I mean, my goodness, you speak for about 7 minutes every half hour, and of course that includes repeating the weather a few times, and you share that with Lisa.
Well, that's true. So yeah, if you do the math, I really guess. But hey, #1 morning show in Windsor-Essex for almost 20 years.
I know you were #1 when I was your movie reviewer, and I did that for 18 and a half years.
How'd that go?
Well, I was fired, and it was a volunteer gig.
Well, maybe that's why you're doing this gig.
Well, thank you, Mike, because I was good?
No, you like volunteer gigs.
Wait, what? You're getting paid?
Well, why don't we get into our first category, everyone, and we'll get back to that maybe later. We're about to get to the first category, and here are the finalists for Mid-Size Company of the Year. Let's take a look.
In a nutshell, what we do is we put the brains on the machines that make machines. So when you see F-150 going down an assembly line and all the robots working and assembling it, then we're the guys and gals who do the programming and the engineering to basically make everything move and coordinate together. And we're starting to come to this exciting new point where technology has gone beyond what the applications that we used to deal with have done. And so what we're finding now is that things that we wanted to do when I started the company and even before, and we were limited by the technology's capabilities, now we're able to start proposing solutions and solving things in newer and more exciting ways. We are early adopters. We take the latest, greatest technology and we kind of use it in different ways. And one of the challenges is that by our very nature and the group of people that we have, a lot of times their first reaction is to fear it. And I think that gives us a competitive advantage in the market, because I think everybody who's in a high-tech field has the same type of really smart people with the same knee-jerk reaction. So I just have to be steady and just say, I know you guys are afraid, but we're going to do it anyway. So start getting your heads around it. How are you going to solve it? The amount of solutions where I'll walk into a customer who has a problem and I'll say, we made a machine that makes tires for NASCAR to help these guys make their, whatever their food product might be or something like that. And while it's not the same, we pull from all of these different industries and then we pull it together and we can create these sort of bespoke solutions for other clients that have problems.
We formed the company in 2014 as Century Windows and Doors. Currently, our new name is Brookstone Windows and Doors. Same company, same DNA, same people. And we're trying to change the renovation market by providing a different level of service than homeowners have been accustomed to in any kind of renovation. And so, we kind of think about what the customer's going through, what their expectations are, what they're looking for out of the products that they're going to receive, what type of service they should receive, and then it's our goal to live up to that standard. Every decision we make, every process we incorporate, every product we consider offering has to tie into ultimately that bottom philosophy. Is the customer going to truly benefit from this? Is this beyond the value that they expect? And if so, then we can do it. And if not, if it doesn't meet that standard, we don't do it. Everything we do now is leveraging technology. When we're coming, when we're going to be there, what we're going to do, how it's going to get done via multiple different interface options. And so we think the right way. That's what sets us apart. It's not the products we offer. It's not necessarily the service we provide. It's the way we think about the products we offer, the services we provide, and the customers we provide them to.
We're what's called a local distribution company, or as people commonly refer to us as a hydro company. We service 4 territories in Essex County, 4 towns, the town of Amherstburg, the town of LaSalle, the town of Leamington, and the town of Tecumseh. So, we put up the poles, we put up the wires, we put up the transformers, we put the smart meters on the individual residences in order to facilitate that ultimate delivery of electricity to the customers' homes. We've always liked to think of ourselves as being innovative on the leading edge of technology. We have a technology now that digitalizes everything. So we know where every smart meter, where every one of our poles, where every one of our transformers is in our distribution system. And most importantly, if those smart meters are not working, we know which ones are not working, when they went off, what area is affected, and so forth. Because as we all know, issues pop up, especially in our business, and people want answers during those time periods. And we pride ourselves in making ourselves known to our community and our customers.
To present the award for this year's Mid-Size Company of the Year, please welcome David Oakes, Vice President Business Financial Services, RBC Royal Bank.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the evening from your homes. On behalf of RBC Business Financial Services and Dominion Securities, we're happy to congratulate this year's winner of the Mid-Size Company of the Year award. And the winner is Brave Control Solutions. Congratulations.
I personally believe that within 150 miles of the Ambassador Bridge, we do more automation as a group of companies in this area between Windsor and Detroit than anywhere on earth. And I think that is because of the nature of being in the automotive industry, having Detroit and the Big Three start up in the early 1900s. And so all of the entrepreneurial businesses that have developed in this region, around that have given us a super strong backing and base in automation.
Congratulations to our first award recipient, Brave Control Solutions. Now, it's time to welcome my first guest to the early evening show. He's the chair of the Business Excellence Awards Committee, who also happens to be a coworker and friend of mine from Tourism Windsor-Essex, Peely Island. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Toner. Jason. Welcome, Jason.
Gordon.
Have a seat. Good to see you.
And to start, Gordon, let me, on behalf of the entire Business Excellence Awards, thank you for showcasing your excellent skills tonight on the stage.
I couldn't agree with you more. Thank you very much. Hey, did you hear Mike's getting paid?
Yeah, I don't think jealousy suits you well, Gordon.
No, it doesn't. But speaking of suits, I got to say, we went for a suit fitting at the same time, and you had your suit provided by the suit shop. Where's mine?
I heard by the tailor that you requested purple velour, and he just wouldn't make it.
It's coming back in style. Single-handedly, I'm going to bring it back into style. All right. Okay, Jason, your committee has had to reinvent itself, and that's probably an underestimation. But you've been chair of the Business Excellence Awards Committee for 3 years, yet you only have one one traditional ceremony under your belt.
You can see my success rate so far, Gordon. But in all honesty, this year we had to pivot, and I really have to thank our committee for putting the volunteer hours and time into this, an entire extra year of time. So our Business Excellence Awards Committee, the Windsor-Essex Chamber of Commerce, our team at Media Street Productions putting on the show, your TV, the broadcast team, you and your epic monologue tonight, and the finalists for supporting the awards. We had to make the tough decision last year to pause the awards for 2021, but we really wanted to make sure that the finalists had their opportunity to shine, because the awards are all about the finalists, and that was key to making these awards a success. Even though it was a paused year, it is a year of firsts, a first that we're proud of. It's the first time ever that we're going to be live on your TV on award show night. First time ever, which is great. It's also the first time we've had to do a virtual broadcast, and the first time ever that people are having their gala dinner at home with their dining voucher that they got in their Johnson Insurance gift bag, instead of having that cool dining experience inside St. Clair Centre for the Arts.
Well, speaking of first, you mentioned the swag bag, without question. So there is that gift bag that was given to the first 500 people that bought tickets, as I understand it. Why don't we go through that swag bag and see what's in there?
Sure, I could even have one right here,
Oh, wow,
Gordon.
surprise.
But what I do want people to do is, as they're at home tonight, share your experiences with us on social media. Tag the Chamber, tag the BEAs, and let us know who you're dining with, who you're celebrating with, and what are your favorite items for the Johnson Insurance gift bag. So let's take a look at some of my favorites. Gordon.
Okay.
So first we have a bottle of epic wine everyone
Wow.
received.
Now, speaking of sharing, I won't be. Thank you.
We also have the Johnson Insurance reusable cup.
Wow, that's just about big enough. Thank you.
We also have a bottle of grapefruit vodka from Wolfhead Distillery.
Now, hey, would that count as one of my servings of fruits and vegetables?
We have a St. Clair College cell phone stand.
Oh, a cell phone stand. Wow. Does that work with a BlackBerry?
And then, of course, your copy of the Windsor-Essex BEA program produced by the Windsor Star.
Am I in that?
You are, Gordon, don't worry.
All right. Well, Jason, that's fantastic. And what about the face mask?
Yes, so we also have a great face mask provided by Parker DKI for everyone to wear.
Speaking of which, we're running late. So, Jason, why don't you put on that, model it for us, and be a walking billboard as you say goodnight.
Thank you, Gordon, and a sincere thank you for helping us with tonight's show and making it a success.
Well, thank you for making this first virtual event a reality. Thank you very much, Jason.
Well, while the bromance continues over at the desk, let's find out the finalists for New Company of the Year.
Float Lakeshore opened in 2017, and then we opened Float LaSalle in 2019. Float therapy is you're trying to achieve your deepest sense of relaxation. Letting go of your outside stimuli just to give yourself an hour in one of our tanks. So no light, no sound, you do have options of both. We also offer yoga, massage therapy, reflexology, Reiki. So when you're finished that, you can go and shut down in a float tank and then go on with your day. I think with everyday life, we get so busy that we don't take time to just relax, to just shut down. Letting go of your outside stimuli just to give yourself an hour in one of our tanks. When you have something that's new that nobody has any idea about, it's trying to just educate everybody on what exactly they're even coming in to do. And word of mouth has been huge for us. Like everybody's, you go and tell 3 friends about your experience and then they come in and it just kind of goes from there. So that was, I guess, like our biggest challenge.
I've always loved baking, and originally my plan was to be a doctor, but baking was always something that I did because I really loved it, and I loved being able to be creative with food. Windsor has really come leaps and bounds now with vegan food, but at the time, there really wasn't that like fluffy donut and that sweet treat that I was craving. And I figured, okay, I have some experience baking. I'm gonna try my best and I'm gonna try to make a donut. Baking is such a science. How many little changes can affect your final product, and how many steps go into baking and go into making something that is consistent and that is going to turn out the same way every time. One of the challenges that people face is, I really love this food and there's not a similar option that's vegan, and so if I go vegan or if I go plant-based, I'm really gonna miss this thing that I love. And so for me, is just incredibly rewarding that I can offer that treat, that even if somebody isn't vegan, that they can make one small plant-based meal choice or treat choice and not have to feel like they're missing out on anything.
We've always been interested in beer, and my sisters and Scott, who's the brewer, are all partners in the business, and we said, hey, this microbrewery, craft brew, is kind of making its way forward, so let's jump on board, and we decided, okay, let's do it. Found this building, bought it, decided, okay, we're gonna renovate it. We used actually as much as we possibly could. We used all the wood that was in the original building. We had to put a new concrete floor in the one side to put the brewing tanks on because it needed to hold 50,000 pounds, so wood floor is not gonna do that. But after 3 years, we finally got her done and opened up. You walk in the door, first I'm sure you'd be in awe of the building. The people that come in are part of the brewery where you're right in there, and you can get up out of your seat and you can probably go see Scott brewing, ask him questions about brewing. It's right there, you see it all. A lot of people from the States go on what is known as like a beercation. So it will be maybe daily we get a couple from, all over the United States. Last week, Las Vegas, Ohio. Like, and I didn't realize that was such a draw. I was just thinking, making beer and selling it to Windsor, and then you get the draw from a lot of excited people in the States as well.
To present the award for New Company of the Year, please welcome Stephen Jellick, Director, Southwest Region Operations, Enbridge.
Good evening. Enbridge is pleased to announce winner of this year's New Company of the Year award, and the winner is Plant Joy.
Being a new business comes with so many new challenges that you sort of have to be really flexible about the way that you operate, not only in business but in life. My parents helped a lot. I had a ton of really incredible support from the community. I think I'm still in the process of working out my 10-year and my 15-year plan, having grown so quickly in such a short amount of time, but I'm really excited to be doing this and to see where we'll go from here.
Congratulations, Plant Joy, on your win. And does that smell delicious?
Well, you're really enjoying that, aren't you? The perks of the gig here tonight.
Well, Mike, I hope I'm not ruining a bit, am I?
No, not at all. We have to enjoy this while we can.
Well, surely there's got to be somebody that wants to say something.
Well, there is, and we want to welcome Rakesh Naidu, who is the president and CEO of the Windsor-Essex Chamber of Commerce.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor and a privilege to be here tonight, and I thank you for joining us to celebrate the Windsor-Essex Chamber's 30th Anniversary Business Excellence Awards. A show like this one doesn't happen without tremendous effort from many people and organizations. We have so many to thank and recognize. Please take note of all the award and event sponsors and supporters during the show, and be sure to thank them, and please do patronize their business. Special thanks to our presenting sponsor, Windsor Star. Windsor Star is a very important and generous supporter of our community and this event. Sincere thanks to you for your ongoing support to the Windsor-Essex Chamber of Commerce. We couldn't have done this without you. Human ingenuity knows no bounds. When faced with a difficult situation, we always find a way to overcome the adversity. Hence, I'm so excited to see the BEAs presented in this year's virtual format, and I thank our show producers, Media Street Productions, for their hard work, creativity, and dedication to making this event a success. I also want to recognize Your TV Windsor, our broadcast sponsor, for airing tonight's show live on their YouTube channel, and to local Kojiko subscribers of Your TV. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize this year's Business Excellence Award committee members who began working on tonight's show in 2019 prior to the pandemic. Year after year, we are fortunate to have a group of extraordinary volunteers who make up our BE committees and our judges panel, and our current group is no different. Our BA committee works tirelessly year-round to bring you an excellent awards night. With the additional challenge of a global pandemic, putting together tonight's event was no easy task. I thank you all for your hard work and dedication. I truly believe that Windsor-Essex is home to the best and the most resilient business community in the country. No matter what life throws at us, we always find a way to prevail. In the last 14 to 15 months, we have endured one of the toughest periods in our history. Lives and livelihoods have been lost. Our resolve and strength continue to be tested. Unfortunately, some of our businesses could not continue to operate, and there are others that are in very precarious situation. Today, I want you to know that your chamber continues to highlight your challenges and continues to advocate for you at all levels of the government. Know that we are with you all the way, and we have your back. So tonight is about celebrating our irrepressible spirit. Congratulations to all the finalists and award recipients. The individuals and businesses we are recognizing are truly inspiring. So let's get back to the show and the celebration. As you watch from home, be sure to stay connected on social media by following the hashtag BEA20 and sharing photos of your at-home BEA experience with us. Thank you, stay safe, and have a great night.
Thank you, Rakesh. That was plenty of time to eat my donut. Now at this time, we'd like to take the moment to acknowledge and pay tribute to a presence that's definitely been missed this year, Robert Scoozlin. Robert wasn't just the dedicated manager of programming and community relations for Your TV Windsor, but he was also a community champion and a tireless supporter of the Windsor-Essex business community, as well as this event. Robert, you are greatly missed, my friend.
What a tribute to a great man who was a champion of this community. Fitting that up next is the Believe Windsor-Essex Award, sponsored by WFCU Credit Union. Let's hear from David Woodfull, the Vice President, Commercial Sales, WFCU Credit Union.
The Believe Windsor-Essex Award recognizes individuals and organizations who have demonstrated a significant commitment to business advancement and economic development in our community. A diversified family-owned customs broker and logistics provider with over 100 years of expertise in international trade is tonight's recipient. This company clearly demonstrates the very essence of this award. On behalf of WFCU Credit Union, Board of Directors, members, and staff, we are greatly honored to present the 2020-2021 Believe Windsor-Essex Award to Faro.
We started off as what was called custom brokers. So we help our clients import goods over international borders. So our job really is to protect our clients and help them navigate through the complexities of global trade. Back when I started in the early 70s, there was 60 plus brokerage companies here in Windsor. Today, there's probably less than 20. From custom brokerage, that got us into transportation, warehousing. So we run pick-pack operations. We have just under 1 million square feet of warehouse spaces across North America. We employ over, I think, 250 employees here in the city of Windsor at 4 different locations. We're very proud of the history of this company, and we're as proud or more proud as to what we can do in the communities.
They've been in business for over 100 years. So from an economic standpoint, it's been huge for the Windsor area. They've branched out to many different services that they provide and have hundreds of people that they employ locally plus outside of the Windsor region. Just as importantly, the family and the business contribute so much to the community, whether it's giving their time, like in Habitat for Humanity, or whether it's giving financial donations like the park on the east side of Windsor. There's just so much that family has done. I can't think of really a family that's done more for this region.
I started my relationship with Rick Farrow specifically back in around 2011. And Rick and I were working on improving access to food for people who are living in low income.
We talked over about 4 or 5 months on what we could do. We developed a plan to purchase a refrigerated truck for the Unemployed Help Center. I think that was let's call it the seed that was planted.
And the result of this is now known as Plentiful Harvest. It's a program that rescues food from farmers and stores and other places where it might otherwise go to the landfill. So it's perfectly good food, but it just was not being distributed.
When I saw the difference that we could make, I wanted to get employees engaged. Thinking if we had 700 employees doing what I was able to do, it would make a heck of a difference. And we just carried that thinking all the way through.
Farrow has supported so many local causes and continues to innovate and really look at how do we change a system. It's not just about how do we, write a check, but how do we actually take those dollars and actually change conditions in the community.
I think it's great whenever you highlight individuals and or their companies and what they're doing to contribute to this society of the Windsor region, because I hope that when other people see that, it gives them the inspiration to step up and as well, whether it's financial or whether it's giving of time, and they can take that and build on it and help to get more recognition in the community as to what the community needs.
For us, there is no boundaries. And with our business, it's very similar. There is no boundaries. We move product all over this world. We keep up with the pace. We have a great client base and we have great employees. So, we're very proud of the history of this company, and we're as proud or more proud as to what we can do in the community. On behalf of our company and the Farrow families, I wish to thank the Windsor-Essex Chamber of Commerce and the Business Excellence Awards Committee for recognizing the Farrow Company to receive the 2021 Believe Windsor-Essex Award. For over 110 years and 4 generations, we have prided ourselves in serving the Windsor community and giving back and supporting many different charitable organizations. Whether it be our annual support of many food banks, Habitat for Humanity, children's back-to-school packs and lunch programs, or the Windsor-Essex Therapeutic Writing Association, the staff and management of Farrow are always excited and encouraged to find ways to make a difference. The past couple of years, we have sponsored and participated in 2 very unique and rewarding projects. In partnership with a very close and dear friend, our families have fully sponsored the building of a 3-class children's school in Ghana, Africa, which recently opened this past September. Unfortunately, with COVID, we were unable to join the children and their families for the school's opening ceremonies. But when we move beyond COVID, we will journey to Africa to share in the celebration of our vision and efforts. Finally, over the past year, we played an instrumental role in both organizing and funding the construction of the Faro Riverside Miracle Park in the Riverside neighborhood. The park is a fantastic all-inclusive playground and ballpark in the heart of Riverside that will serve the Windsor-Essex community and families for many years to come. In conclusion, we believe that wherever we direct our focus and energy, the ability to change lives gives meaning to the work we do. Thank you.
Tremendous, just tremendous. The community and the people in it never cease to amaze me. We're having a fun time here tonight, aren't we? How's that drinking game going at home? I hope you're doing well with it. And how many shots have you had? And while you're doing that, of course, make sure you've tagged us on social media. Have you taken any selfies yet? Don't forget to take some photos and with the favorite items from your BEA swag bag and tag it at BEAYQG or on Facebook and Twitter or at Business Excellence Awards on Insta. I just learned that. That's Instagram for those of you who didn't know. And while you're doing that, Mike, I think it's time. Why don't we throw it to another category video?
The green component is very important to the work that we do at Devonshire, in that our ownership group, one of their mandates is very much involved in maintaining a sustainable environment, and everything they do is very much about doing the right thing from a sustainability perspective. So when we approached them and the architect team about wanting to launch a zero-waste food court, the response was exceptionally positive. If you see today in our food court, there are no garbage receptacles anywhere in the building. So the expectation is that we ask the customer to either bring them to one of our 2 sorting stations or we'll fetch them on their behalf. And then in particular the organics, which is probably about 65 to 70% of the waste coming out of the food court, is taken to a back house area where in a 12-hour cycle the next morning we have generated compost. So one of the really cool cradle-to-grave stories is your half-eaten hamburger today is turned into compost tonight and is on a farmer's field next week. To date, since we've opened that food court, and with some of the stuff we've taken from Mandarin and Moxie's and Starbucks, we've diverted 560,000 pounds of waste from the garbage. It doesn't get seen every day, but it's an important piece of what Devonshire does, and we're proud to be a leader in this regard.
Our main objective is unbiased, tree care and preservation. Second step is, if we have to remove, what are we going to do with that material, and where does it go after that? We always knew there was more that we could do, and we thought it would be a lot more responsible as far as being pinnacles in the industry. We always thought we could do better and really invest back in our material that we're creating. If we come in and remove a tree, it's broken down into biomass, which is chippable material. The larger material we break down into firewood, and then there's millable logs. Then it stages for probably about a year. At that point it'll get sawn, then it gets air dried, then it gets kiln dried, which is basically like a wood oven, and that basically removes all the excess moisture, and at that point it gets put into our warehouse where we can either turn it back into somebody's hands for them to finish it completely, or we have an in-house finishing department basically that can bring you a table right to your house from your tree. We've took in over 1 million pounds of green material. Around 620,000 was actual reused material that we were able to salvage up on our sawmill, dry, and get out our door back into the community.
There's sort of this perception that you just take food waste and throw it in a pile and then voila, a couple months later it's this magical dirt, right? That's not really the case at all. It takes an enormous amount of management, and there's a lot of really careful considerations that you have to always be making. You have to make sure that the moisture levels are right. You have to make sure that the oxygen levels are where they're supposed to be. You have to mix the pile with different amounts of carbon and nitrogen so that the pile, all the microbes can do the work that they're supposed to do to turn things from raw food waste into soil. We collect the food waste, feed it to chickens. The chickens add their fertilizer and make this really, really good mixture, which we then add to wood chips and sawdust, leaves, things like that. And then we just let those piles rest in an aerated environment. So they break down at the proper speeds. And then we flip them several times to make sure that the mixture is consistent throughout. And it takes about 4 weeks to go from raw food waste to ready to plant in soil. Up to 40% of what Canadians put in the garbage is actually compostable. Almost half of what we're putting in the regional landfill doesn't have to go there. And landfills aren't infinite. Eventually that will fill up. So we really need to start thinking, really, really forward about slowing that process down and diverting as much material from it as we possibly can. Greener Bins, starting from really humble roots, we're incredibly thrilled to be just a tiny part of that solution.
To present this year's Green Innovation Award, please welcome Dr. Robert Gordon, President, University of Windsor.
Good evening. The University of Windsor and the University of Windsor Alumni Association is pleased to present this year's Green Innovation Award. And the winner is Greener Farms.
I could not do a single bit of what I do without the team behind me. I'm incredibly grateful and truly lucky to have really gathered this community of people that are incredibly passionate about the work that we do. And just every day there's a building sense of, we're a team and we can do this. Together we can work to create better and better processes to divert more and more material from the landfill and turn it into better and better compost for the community.
Like our Essex Region Conservation Authority reminds us, our region is the place for life. So important for all of us to do our part, and thanks to these companies for leading the way. Now, let's find out more about this year's Small Company of the Year finalists.
We are a electrical and controls service provider, primarily for the mold and dye industry in southwestern Ontario. Our primary service is servicing CNC controlled equipment, as well as providing CSA approvals for CNC machines and similar equipment that would be used in mold and dye shops. Our day starts with a phone call. CNC machine is down and they may require calibration, and sometimes they just don't know what the problem is. Most of our customers are actually expecting us to be on site within 2 or 3 hours. If their machine is down, they need to get up and running quite quick, and in many cases we're able to get them back up and running on the same shift. Definitely being honest with our customers, being straightforward. We don't beat around the bush with anybody. We let you know this is your problem, this is what you have to do to resolve it. We service all of our customers equally, no matter whether they're large or small. For us, building and maintaining a loyal customer base through mutual respect is, for us, that's of utmost importance.
Cooper's Hawk Vineyards started by Tom and Katie O'Brien. We're the original founders in 2011. And now we've got a good-sized retail store. We've got 4 different event spaces, a beautiful restaurant and patio, and 20 acres of vines, and at least 5 acres of green space for people to have fun with. We've got 26 different varieties of wine. Our restaurant it changes every month. Our executive chef is extremely creative, very talented, of course, and we've got master tasters that will match our wines with our menus. We entertain everything from good-sized weddings, we have concerts, birthday parties, anniversary parties, certainly corporate events. You imagine it, we've probably done it. We believe we have great wine. I know we have great food. We have a beautiful grounds, and we have great staff. But if you can't have the best customer service, none of that will matter. So it's the first thing we think about is making sure our customers can experience all that we have to offer, but it's an experience they want to do again and again and again.
Matthew T. Bear Drugs Limited is my company. I've owned 5 different Shoppers Drug Marts in that time, now settling at Devonshire Mall and the Shoppers Simply Pharmacy. So my team is made up of 3 separate departments, so the beauty department, the pharmacy department, and the front store department. Our beauty team is really focused on providing that one-on-one customer experience, something that you could never get anywhere else to make you feel really special. In pharmacy, our goal is to make sure that you feel comfortable and that you're receiving the best possible care that you can receive. And in front store, it's all about our convenience and friendly offering. So we really strive to make sure that we say hello to every single customer that comes in, that we try to know them by name, and that we try to have every possible product that you could want, so it's quick, easy, and convenient. In pharmacy, we're using this new thing called digital pharmacy, which is really incredible. So what we do is we can sign patients up, and it will notify them when a prescription is ready for them. It will enroll them in a program that allows us to refill their prescription when it's coming due. And then once it's ready, it will text them to let them know that it's ready. And we're really seeing it take off. It's about 10% of my refill medications right now. So we have that offering to give to men, women, and whoever kind of wants to come in and get that really exceptional experience within our store.
To present this year's award for Small Company of the Year, please welcome Sherry Tubble, General Manager, Families First.
Good evening. Families First would like to congratulate this year's Small Company of the Year award winner. And the winner is Colasante Controls.
Reputation is just about everything. I learned that from my father when I was a kid. So for our customers, for me, it's providing them value for their money. We walk into a job accepting it, understanding that we feel that we're going to be able to resolve this issue for you.
Congratulations to all of our winners so far. My next guest, of course, is Amanda Reed. She's the media sales manager at Windsor-Star. And of course, Windsor-Star is our presenting sponsor tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Amanda Reed. Amanda. Welcome, Amanda.
Hi.
Have a seat.
Thanks for having me.
Well, good to see you. You know, Amanda, here's a little fun fact for you. I used to work at the Windsor-Star.
Really?
Yes. Back in 1979, 1980, I was the Windsor-Star Newspaper Carrier of the Year.
I didn't know they gave away that award.
Yeah, or that long ago. But unlike you, my career has been downhill ever since. But it's great. It is great to see you. Now, how long, you've been an integral part, of course, of the Business Excellence Awards. How long has Windsor-Star been part of that?
So we've been the presenting sponsor since 2006. But to be honest, we've been a part of the Business Excellence Awards in some way since its inception. So, and that really goes to show to the deep roots we have in the community and how much we respect the business community here, and of course, adore our partnership with the Chamber of Commerce.
For sure. And Amanda, you know that businesses have had to reinvent themselves this year in order to survive the hardship of the pandemic we're in. In your experience, how have those in YQG done that?
The word that comes to mind, to be honest, is pivot or pivoting, right? So these businesses in Windsor-Essex have faced a whole new landscape, and they've really had to stop and figure it out. We've seen restaurants go from the most of their revenue coming from eating in,
Sure.
and having to pivot to a takeout or delivery type business model, right? So I'd like to think that it's my civic duty to now have some takeout, and it's not considered lazy to have it. But it's really been something that they've really had to look at the landscape and adapt, right? But on the other hand, there's the business owners like distilleries and wineries that have had record-breaking years. So it really goes to show that Windsor-Essex has taken on the chin and reinvented themselves and got back down to business.
Yes, they've certainly been resilient. And I, like you, I don't believe just in Takeout Tuesday. It's takeout every night at my home. Amanda, you have what they call the Post Media Supports Marketing Grant. Could you tell us about that, please?
Yeah, so obviously 2020 was something to be reckoned with. And Post Media recognized that and the need for all our local small, medium-sized business owners to get digital and think digital first. So we created the Post Media Supports Marketing Grant, and we were able to offer $4 million up to businesses across Canada. And some of these recipients were right here in Windsor-Essex. So we're super proud to be a part of that. And some of these initiatives help them with e-commerce, transforming their digital marketing plans, showing up on social media, because it's not just brick and mortar stores anymore.
That's fantastic. Good stuff. What an amazing initiative. Before you head out, could you share any other words of wisdom with our business community?
We just want to take a moment to say how proud we are of Windsor-Essex businesses, small and large. We have a unique view into all of our small businesses that we touch in Windsor-Essex, and we've really seen them step up to the plate and take on this new challenge and new landscape. So kudos to everyone that's part of that. But also we want to thank everyone for allowing us to be a part of this and support our up and coming leaders, business leaders in Windsor-Essex, our present ones, and of course our past ones too. So thanks for allowing us to be a part of it, and we're very excited to be a part of this event again this year.
Well, Amanda, you can certainly count yourselves among those leaders. Thank you and the Windsor Star very much for everything that you've done in our community and for being our presenting sponsor. But I want you to sit right there, because we're about to look at the Pillars in Our Community Award.
Canadian Mental Health Association Windsor-Essex County branch has been in this community for well over 40 years. We deliver specialized mental health and addiction services to those who are struggling with moderate to severe mental health challenges. And we integrate that with our primary care services through our CMHA Health Center. We heard from the community a number of years ago that they really wanted CMHA to get back in the business of providing mental health promotion. Just like with a physical health issue, if you can catch things early, it will make a difference in terms of the long-term outcome. We are delivering education, awareness, and training around mental health, and the response from the community really has been amazing. Community well-being is our sole focus. We're delighted that we're able to do that, and that our community is continuing to support us to do that. And it just, I think, speaks to there is no health without mental health. And so we can take care of our physical health, but if we aren't taking care of our mental health, then there's parts of our body that really aren't working at its best. And so it really is a joy making a difference to everyone's experience of wellness in our community.
Family Services has been in our community for just over 60 years. Our mission statement is to strengthen individuals and families in Essex County, whether it's by mental health supports, helping someone to find and maintain their housing, working with someone who has a disability to live independently in the community, stopping a case of elder abuse from taking place. And one of the programs that's really growing for us is the work that we're doing to end homelessness in Windsor and Essex County. And the work that we do is to support an individual who has been without housing for a prolonged period of time, and we actually house them and we support them to remain housed. So there are lots of different ways that we make sure that individuals and families have the supports that they need to live happy, healthy lives. Our staff are very aware of some of the social ills that are taking place in Windsor and Essex County. You know, we always have a vision that we're working to put ourselves out of business. I envision a community where people are mentally healthy and feel good about themselves and they have meaningful work. What's exciting for me is that we're working towards making Windsor and Essex County a better place for everyone to live.
The Fight Like Mason Foundation began with a little boy's quest to defeat the villain for good. And that little boy was Mason, our son. He fought every single day, and we made a promise to him when he was terminal and he was at home, and we said, buddy, you know what? Your fight doesn't end here. Just because you're not gonna be here doesn't mean that you're not gonna help our community and help other kids like you. So we made him that promise, and in our house we don't break promises. The Fight Like Mason Foundation is made up of multiple programs that support many individuals in our community, many families going through childhood cancer, and also other chronic illnesses as well. In our research component of our foundation, we've been able to donate over $260,000 to new and improved treatment for kids. We have our Mason Power Pools, which is the world's only customized IV pool. Our goal is for children to be proud of their battle, and Mason was hooked up to that IV pool 24/7. It became an extension of him and who he was, and we want the kids to be proud of that. Be proud of what you are going through and be proud of your battle. We have our Mason Super Soldiers, which is where me and my husband dress up and we go visit the kids in the hospital, whether it's here in Windsor or it's in London or in Toronto, because a lot of our kids are there. We go and visit them, and we don't just go in for a hi, let's take a picture. We go in and we speak their language so that they know that the superheroes are right behind them and that they know that they are the strongest superheroes of them all and they can do this.
To present this year's Pillars of Our Community Award, please welcome Steve Shinkariel. He's the Vice President of Commercial Operations, Motor City Community Credit Union.
Good evening. Motor City Community Credit Union would like to congratulate this year's winner of the Pillars of Our Community Award. And the winner is Canadian Mental Health Association, Windsor-Essex County Branch. Congratulations.
Very blessed to have a very talented and capable team at CMHA that do a phenomenal job of working with the community. We could not do this work without them. Sounds cliche, but in this case, I really think that is what matters. So to be nominated as a pillar of the community is just the icing on the cake.
That category is definitely a favorite of mine, probably because with finalists like that, the real winner, of course, is Windsor-Essex. Speaking of winning, the next group of up-and-comers are helping to ensure that business excellence continues in our business community. Let's take a look at the finalists for the Young Professional of the Year.
Being born and raised in Leamington, going away for school, coming back home to open our practice about 4 years ago, the whole journey has felt very full circle. And I think it's really exceeded my expectations of what it would be like. I think the most amazing part has just been not only that we create these beautiful smiles from the outside, but we could really go out into our community and reach out, through the schools and through different programming and really help enhance those smiles that we create so that they come from within. For me, this has been my dream ever since I've been a kid. And I've just been blown away by how everything has really just come to life. And it's really a matter of our patients and families that we serve. So when we hear things from them of how we treat them with compassion, with care and understanding, and we truly make the orthodontic experience affordable for them, that's really just us. That's who we are, that's who I am, and that's everything that Abraham Orthodontics stands for.
I've been in wealth management for the last 5 years, going on 6, and that's when I began being a professional in what I do. I attribute much of my success to my mentors. I would not be where I am today without them, and there have been many along the way, male and female. But now it's my turn to be the mentor, and that's what's led me to get involved with the Women of Windsor Mentorship Collaborative. We're a group of females in Windsor-Essex County who are executives, business owners, and leaders in our respective fields. We've come together to provide mentorship to women above the age of 18 to support them through their career initiatives and be the voice that they felt they didn't have before. It's not always going to be easy. It's not always going to be handed to you on a silver platter. No matter how you feel, get up, show up, dress up, and never give up. And I've just repeated that to myself sometimes on those days where I'm like, oh, I could use a mental health day. It's important to just set aside mental health time, enrich my life, fill my cup, fill the cup of my children, my husband. Those are the most important things for me. If I can stay rooted in who I am and what I believe, then I'm okay, regardless of what it is that I'm doing in the community or in my professional career.
My job essentially is to help promote the Windsor-Essex region as a place for foreign direct investment. I've been promoting our region in various capacities probably since I was 16 years old. So I had the opportunity at a very young age to play for the Windsor Spitfires, eventually became the captain of that team. And then when my hockey career ended when I was about 25 years old, I returned back to the University of Windsor where I began coaching. I did my undergraduate degree there and my MBA there. And I think if you look at why Windsor-Essex is a special place, is because we have the sports, we have the arts, we have the community, we have the business. We've got a ton of incredible people doing incredible things in this region that allows me to essentially sell it on a daily basis. I give a ton of credit to the folks that I'm surrounded by on a daily basis that allow me to be essentially a representative of them. Anybody that gets to know me recognizes that I'm a very happy person. I'm cheerful. There's a quote that's from Colin Powell, perpetual optimism is a force multiplier. So essentially at the end of the day, if you believe and you've got these grand ambitions and you bring along others with you into that grand ambition, it essentially multiplies the energies that you're all putting forward.
To present this year's award for Young Professional of the Year, please welcome Lori Atkinson, Regional Manager, Libro Credit Union.
Good evening, everyone. Libro Credit Union would like to congratulate this year's Young Professional of the Year. And the award winner is Dr. Maxwell Abraham.
I really can never sit here and say that my team does not contribute as equally as I do. And I think as much as I could motivate them and teach them, I learned just as much from them. We all play our different parts in the offices and really play to our strengths, but I think the synergistic ability of all of us to put our abilities together is really a testament of the right kind of leadership I think is needed to run the kind of practice that we want to have.
Good evening. My name is Martha Mertz, founder of Athena International. In 1995, I was invited by Loretta Stoica, who was then the chair of the Windsor-Essex Regional Chamber of Commerce, to meet with the Chamber Board to initiate the Athena Leadership Award. In 1996, Windsor became the first Canadian city to present this internationally prestigious award. This year is a special occasion, marking the 25th anniversary of the Athena Leadership Award being presented by your chamber. My warmest congratulations to all who have made this possible, and a special honor to the 2021 Athena Leadership recipient, Marlene Corey.
Hello, everyone. It is a pleasure to be with you this evening virtually, as this is the new familiar format for everyone, and I hope everyone is keeping safe. I want to take this opportunity to thank the Windsor-Essex Chamber for organizing this awards presentation. It's been said that leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and ensuring that impact lasts in your absence. The Athena Leadership Award is a celebration of exactly that. It honors individuals who live authentically, advocate fiercely, and who not only excel in their chosen field, but have devoted both time and energy to serve as a role model. It commends efforts made to open doors of leadership opportunity for other women. This focus on giving back through mentorship is what sets this award apart from any other. Bell is so proud to sponsor this very special and important award. This year, we honor Marlene Corey with the Athena Leadership Award. Congratulations, Marlene.
The Athena Award is long overdue for Miss Marlene Corey because she has celebrated and lifted women up for decades. She represents for women in 2019 the whole package, that she's a real human who takes care of her family and treasures her friends and takes her career seriously and does so with integrity.
You know what? Marlene is my ray of sunshine. Our relationship spans almost 25 years. She was the first reference on my big girl job. She's my advocate, and most importantly, she's a great friend.
Right from the beginning, when I look around my family, the women in my life, unconditional support, unconditional resilience. My mom worked in a factory, worked midnights, and then took care of us all day. My sisters often were my parents. They raised me. They were my mentors. I remember my sister Sue going to college, putting herself through night school, getting married, and putting her husband through engineering at U of T. And they have showed me how to take the good with the bad. Don't rely on someone else. Don't rely on Prince Charming to be there. Basically, figure out what your dream is and realize it.
I don't think there's anybody you can talk to in this city that doesn't know Marlene Corey. She affects people on so many different levels, and everyone has the same thing. She's just a bright light, a beacon of positivity.
It's the little things that she consistently does, but it's also her vision for the bigger picture. And I think as a woman in the industry in a time where it was very much male-dominated, she was shattering ceilings maybe we didn't even know existed.
So I am so very grateful for the career and the journey that I've had, again, with Cogeco, Your TV. But the big thing is technology comes and goes. It's not just about cameras and videotape. It's about telling a story. It's about community engagement. I could go on and on and on about the leaders that I've worked with, the mentors, Patty France at St. Clair College. To see Carol Derbyshire, I was honored to work on the Hospice Face-to-Face campaign, which John Fairley, my good friend, started right here in this studio with $10 from 10 friends. That had a profound change on me.
It's so refreshing to see someone who authentically cares about you and your well-being, and you see it in the way that she interacts with people of all walks of life and all different capacities, whether it's some executive on the board at St. Clair College or if it's a new co-op student
that's wet behind the ears and is just learning how to hold a camera for the first time.
I just learned so much. I mean, she taught me not only about media and what I was doing in my career, she taught me about life. She taught me so much from her personal history. She's the ultimate big sister. She's the ultimate person in your corner that's always your cheerleader, and she's taught me that a lot.
She leads by example. She's in the trenches doing the heavy lifting and doing so with such positive energy. She's like a caffeine shot. You come in and it's just like, let's go. And so that positive energy is, it's inspiring to be around. It makes you want to work hard.
It's really tough to do everything, but I have a true partner in life with Brett Corey. We are a team. He works shift, I work shift. He supported me in my career, and he's like, together, it's gonna be tough, but we're gonna get this done. And so with that support, we have given our daughters everything. My dreams have come true, and now the girls, their dreams have come true. Blair graduated from the University of Windsor, and Erica graduated from the University and St. Clair College in ECE, concurrent education, and they're realizing their dreams. But it all started with us working together as a team.
I don't think anybody could be more deserving of this award. She has grown so many careers. She has grown so many females personally and professionally.
It's a privilege to be her friend and to be a part of her day, and I think she's going to continue to have this massive ripple effect for many women and people in the field for years to come. We're lucky to have her here in Windsor-Essex.
That's the beauty about mentorship and support. It's two-way. We all need to support each other. We all need to be kind, and we need to believe in each other. Even though if it's not for your benefit, that's the point. It's not about us. If we believe in each other, if we support each other, we all win. Wow, and good evening. Thank you for those very touching words. I am overwhelmed with emotion and gratitude. Thank you, Andrea Morrison, for the nomination, Amber Hunter, Alana Haddadian, Pam Mady, my A-team of inspiration and sisterhood. Thank you for always being there. And thank you to my home team, Brett, Blair, Erica, my family near and far. I love you and thank you for all that you do for me. And thank you to the Athena Leadership Group. It is unfathomable to be recognized with such an esteemed group of community leaders, women forging ahead in the areas of law, engineering, social justice, and humanities. Thank you, Loretta Stoika, Leanne Doyle, and Sue Zanin for your tremendous support and guidance, and for being such a role model to me and so many. I salute and congratulate the Windsor-Essex Chamber of Commerce BEA Committee of staff and dedicated volunteers. I appreciate all your hard work and resilience and how you've had to pivot and retool during these unprecedented times. And to the fine folks and my friends at Media Street Productions, led by the dynamic Jennifer Jones and Kelly Blaze. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for always leading the way with such integrity and creativity. I know for a fact that without you and your resilient team, this event would not be possible. And to the entire crew of volunteers, community producers, and colleagues at Your TV Cogeco. Over the past 30 years, we have created so many wonderful memories and captured so many community milestones together. Thank you for all your love, support, and friendship. Recently, during a Women in STEM event hosted by St. Clair College, I heard the quote for the first time, "A candle loses nothing by lighting another candle." I had to stop and ponder this image for a moment because this philosophy has fueled me for years. This faith in humanity is needed more than ever today due to this never-ending pandemic and social discord. I challenge you all to be that shining light at home, at work, and in your community. Stand up and make a difference. It's your time to support others. Become a mentor, an ally, choose to challenge. Share your kindness, your gifts, and your power. In today's fractured world, we need to echo more compassion, inclusion, and understanding. So remember, the more you give, the more you receive. And I am so grateful and honored to be the recipient of the Athena Leadership Award, and I look forward to supporting the next generation reach their potential. As so many teachers, coaches,
and strong women elevated me to reach mine.
Congratulations, Marlene. Here's a little Marlene Corey fun fact for you. Marlene was actually my second-year university TA, or teaching assistant, in the television production class I was taking when we used to film in Studio C at the University of Windsor. Back then, it was in black and white, actually. She's aged a lot better than I have, and I do want to thank her for marking on a curve. I don't think I ever did that. So, look at how far we both come, though. She's winning international awards, and I'm hosting a local award show on cable. Aim higher, Marlene. Aim higher. Okay, now it's time for a little early evening show fun. From the home office in South Windsor, I hold in my right hand tonight's top 10 list. Here are the top 10 reasons I wanted to host the BEAs. Number 10, any opportunity I get to wear makeup, I jump at it.
And you look great, Gord.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. Number 9, Jim Crichton is obviously not available. Number 8, my coworker is the chair of the BEA committee, and I was guilted into it. Number 7, did somebody say free ticket?
Free donut, too, earlier.
A lot of perks, Mike. Number 6, this is as close to winning a BEA as I'm going to get. Number 5, Media Street said they'd add in an applause track. Number 4, I was promised a rip-roaring rap party in the spring of 2022. I'll invite you to that, Mike.
Oh, I can't wait. Will there be more donuts?
We can only hope. Number 3, literally everyone else did all of the work, and I get to show up and take all the glory. Number 2, I didn't even have to put pants on. And the number 1 reason I wanted to host the BEAs, my 15 minutes of fame will end up being more like 15 years, thanks to repeats on your TV Windsor. Thanks, Mike. Up next is a category I know a little something about, tourism and hospitality.
The JPY's experience was founded in the fall of 2017. We do tours of the distillery. We take people up, actually, can physically touch the distillery. We take them up to the, they see the lab. And then they come back to the Experience Center, which is located right on the Detroit River. It's beautiful, it's all glass walled. And we run them through 4 whiskeys, sharing what's very much a huge part of Windsor. Everything that we do in that distillery is coming from the area. So like the grains are like the farmers of Essex and the farmers of Kent. When the grain comes in, you will have people physically smell it to test the actual, quality of it, make sure it's not bad grain. And then as it kind of goes along, the actual distillation process is very kind of hands-on, and we're very proud of the products we create. We're the largest distillery in North America, and I think that's one of the things too that people don't understand is just the size of it. So, we love the fact that we have the story to tell, and it's so Windsor focused, and really a huge part of the Canadian whiskey itself. So it's really a privilege and an honor for us to share it with people of Windsor-Essex.
North 42 Degrees Estate Winery is built on a piece of land known as Harrow Sandy Loam that is largely composed of 6 cultivars of grapes, all vinifera, that we imported directly from Germany and France, respectively. We take grape growing and winemaking very seriously at North 42 Degrees. Maybe we don't take ourselves so seriously, but we take the winemaking very seriously. And we take food production very seriously in the products that we offer at the Bistro 42, which are made largely from locally obtained, if not sourced directly from across the road at our own organic garden that we use to create food and ingredients for the kitchen. In the lavender trade, we produce both body products and culinary products. So we offer a number of spice products and kitchen ingredients. And on the aromatherapy side, we offer body products, lotions, soaps in particular. If you strive for something really good, it's a very gratifying experience to have people come in, have a good time, enjoy themselves, and enjoy the wine, enjoy the surroundings, and enjoy the area. Then go back and tell their friends that they had a really good time and come on and enjoy the area some more.
Walkable Brewery is a craft brewer. The fundamental aspects of that is that we make all of our beer in our own brewery. What we're trying to do is make beer in as natural a way as we possibly can. That means using, where we can, local materials, and what you're drinking when you buy beers from the Walkable Brewery is something made in Windsor. We do brew beer and package beer, but then we have the location the beer is brewed in, which is an old Hiram Walker building. So it's got a lot of history associated with it, and people are always impressed when they come into it and see the red brick building. The fact there's a brewery there, they can go and engage with the brewers and maybe have a conversation about the beer that's being brewed, and they also can drink it and taste it in the facility that it was brewed. So it's pretty unique in terms of the way it's set up. People are really proud of coming from Windsor. I can't tell you the number of times people have walked into LCBOs in places as far away as Ottawa or Toronto or wherever, and they've said, could you stock walkable beer? People are open-minded and they want to try new things, and that's what craft beer is all about.
To present this year's Tourism and Hospitality Award, please welcome Natalie Lepine, Director, Resort and Hotel Sales, Caesars Windsor, and from her office in Toronto, Kathleen Devine, Senior Community Partnership Manager, OLG.
Good evening. Although we are unable to be there in person, OLG is a proud sponsor and pleased to be part of the 30th Anniversary Business Excellence Awards.
Caesars Windsor is also a proud sponsor. And on behalf of ourselves and the OLG, we would like to congratulate this year's winner of the Tourism and Hospitality Award. And the winner is North 42 Degrees Estate Winery. Congratulations.
To see the idea come to fruition and then have the idea or the product itself, the winery, the bistro, and the wine, the food, and the service delivery all be received openly with glee and enthusiasm. It's very rewarding. We're trying to gain traction to become more of a world-class destination. So from that sense, it's particularly gratifying to be at least recognized that we're doing something that's in that vein.
Congratulations, North 42 Estate Winery. Mike, another reason why I love the region, the wine.
Well, Gord, you enjoy your beverage. And while Gord does that, let's take a moment to recognize and thank our sponsors, our event supporters who have made this evening possible.
The Windsor-Essex Chamber of Commerce is proud to recognize the 30th Anniversary Business Excellence Awards event sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, Windsor Star. Our exclusive broadcast sponsor, Your TV. Our radio sponsor, Bell Media. Our news conference and platinum sponsor, Media Street Productions. Our award category sponsors. Small Company of the Year, sponsored by Families First. New Company of the Year, sponsored by Enbridge. Believe Windsor-Essex Award, sponsored by WFCU. Mid-Size Company of the Year, sponsored by RBC Royal Bank. Young Professional of the Year, sponsored by Libro Credit Union. Large Company of the Year, sponsored by St. Clair College. Professional of the Year, sponsored by TD Commercial Banking. Tourism and Hospitality Award, sponsored by Caesars Windsor and OLG. Green Innovation Award, sponsored by University of Windsor and University of Windsor Alumni Association. Athena Leadership Award, sponsored by Bell. Pillars of Our Community Award, sponsored by Motor City Community Credit Union. Entrepreneur of the Year, sponsored by Grant Thornton. Our theater sponsor, Chrysler Theater at St. Clair College Center for the Arts. Our gift bag sponsor, Johnson Insurance. Our wine sponsor, Epic Wineries. And our many event supporters. Thank you to all of our sponsors for making the 30th anniversary of the Business Excellence Awards such a success.
Has a very deep and long history. It's something we're very proud of. We started out in 1977. My dad opened the company. We started out as just a mold manufacturer. And lo and behold, we couldn't stay as a mold manufacturer because of low-cost countries coming in and trying to compete at our level. And you can't compete with low-cost countries if you try and do the same thing over and over again. So over the years, we've evolved into a very complicated and dynamic company that now makes molds, but also makes parts. And now we provide full turnkey solutions for composite parts. You know, the recession of 2006 through 2008 is one of the parts that was probably the hardest part of my life, but it was also probably the parts that taught me the most. When you're sitting at bottom and you're staring up, you get a whole new perspective on your life, your community, your business, and those were some pretty trying times. And you know, if we were a square, we'll never be a square again. We're now something different. We're either a triangle or a circle because of that time. What I've done at Laval has been great. But I think the little bit of the piece that I've been able to play in the history of our community and the industry is the part that I'm most proud of. Trying to put us on the map, trying to defend our community, trying to protect our community and our industry from those who want to take what we have. Like I've tried to say to people more often than not is that, you know, we've done a great job of growing, but the worst thing that we've ever done has been silent as an industry and as a community, and those times are gone. The more we're silent, the more things are being taken away from us or we're being passed up. And those times are in the past, and going forward, we have to scream loud, tell our story to anybody who will listen, and make sure that everybody knows all the great things that we're doing here.
One of the things about being a nurse is that there are so many different jobs you can do and so many places your career can take you over the course of the years. So I have worked as a frontline nurse. I've done work in homes. I've cared for palliative children in people's homes. And probably a little over a decade ago, I got back into nursing by moving into management. The work that we do at Hotel du Grace isn't emergency rooms and operating rooms. We're with people for a bit of a journey. And every once in a while, I get to talk to patients directly, and I hear from them by letters and calls and emails. And I get to experience vicariously their journey with us, and it is remarkable. I think the biggest challenge for me in getting to where I am is the lack of actual clear pathways for female leaders. And I had to find my own mentor. I had to find my own voice and courage to approach someone. So I think one of the things I want to do is help to remove some of the challenges for others that are trying to achieve.
I got into journalism likely because I thought I was going to change the world. I think over time I started realizing maybe I wasn't going to change the world only by being a journalist for my whole career. So that's when I started looking at, other options and alternatives. So I was over 10 years at Cypher Systems Group, which was such a great experience because it laid the groundwork for me going out on my own. I often say it was the place that I learned so much beyond what I'd ever learn at school. I do marketing consulting, so I work with companies and help them develop their story, help them develop their brand, ask questions, find out what is their objective. Usually the client has the answers. When they tell their own story, then they're going to relax into it, be more comfortable, and people will believe them. As anyone knows that follows me on any part of social media, I am a big Windsor-Essex fan. Our area here is so dynamic and has so much potential. The stronger this community is, the better I'm going to do as a business. So it just makes sense to promote this area and to lift it up and encourage other people in the community, because when we're all stronger and we're doing better, we all will prosper.
To present this year's Professional of the Year Award, please welcome Robert Rumfeld, District Vice President, TD Commercial Banking.
Good evening. On behalf of TD Bank and our colleagues in the Windsor-Essex community, I'd like to thank the Windsor Chamber for once again hosting this event, and as well to congratulate all of this year's finalists. TD Bank would like to congratulate this year's winner of the Professional of the Year Award, and the winner is Janice Kaffer. Congratulations.
Nothing I do is in isolation. I'm part of this amazing team, and so for me, I'm incredibly proud of that. I'm proud that someone in this community thinks that what we're doing matters, and that someone in this community thought enough about it to nominate me, because nominating me is nominating almost all 1,200 of my people, the people that I get to work with, and I think that is pretty cool.
Please welcome to the stage Mila Lucio, Chair of the Windsor-Essex Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors.
Good evening, everyone. I'm pleased to bring greetings on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Windsor-Essex Chamber of Commerce. And first of all, I'd like to add my thanks to the committee, sponsors, partners, and many others who have worked tirelessly since June 2019 to make this event happen. I'd also like to recognize and thank the members of the Chamber of Commerce who for 144 years have supported us as the voice of business. With members ranging from solopreneur to the largest employer, we're here to help businesses survive, grow, and thrive. We recognize what a challenging time the past year has been for all companies in similar and yet different ways. As we all continue to persevere, there are also wonderful examples of businesses who have adapted during the pandemic, who have used their resources, technology, and creativity to battle on. Not surprising at all, given how incredibly resilient we are here in Windsor-Essex. The Chamber continues to do what we can to support our local businesses during this time. As vaccinations are a key part of our recovery process, we launched the WeVax campaign, offering free taxi rides to vaccination clinics. And the recently announced Stay Safe rapid screening program will provide businesses with free test kits. These initiatives complement our Dine YQG program, Shop YQG campaign, and Trade Accelerator program. The Chamber is also playing a key role in the area's transition from the automotive capital of Canada to the automobility capital of our great country. And we continue to advocate for businesses of all sizes across all three levels of government. I'm encouraged by the number of new businesses that have opened, adding to the depth and diversity of our economy. To the many companies who have recently joined the Chamber, welcome. It'll be great to see you win a future Business Excellence Award. And to the members who have been part of the Chamber for many years, thank you. I assure you, our Board of Directors and the staff of the Chamber will continue to support you in every way possible. So stay healthy, stay safe, and enjoy the 30th anniversary of the Business Excellence Awards presented by Windsor Star.
Thank you, Mila. And you know, as a member of the Board of Directors of the Windsor-Essex Chamber of Commerce, I've been able to witness Mila's leadership firsthand, and I want to thank her for it. Now let's move on to the next award category for Entrepreneur of the Year.
started a small fashion consulting and makeup consulting business, and I was in that business for about a year and a half when I realized there was a void in the market here in Windsor to be in a wedding show, and I wanted to start a business. I find that doing business in the Windsor-Essex region has allowed me to be able to be very creative, but also grow my business where I see needs. And, I don't think you can always do that in large metropolitan cities. You have to keep your focus daily on what you do best, why you got into business, and serving your customers the best way you can. And I think today more than ever, customer service is vitally important. Not long before our son Rocky passed away, he said to me, "When are you going to start helping out more in the community? It's time." And I said, "I know there'll be something that I will be working on in the community extensively when the right time comes." And that path was laid for me when Rocky passed away. We started the Run for Rocky, and through the money we raised in those 5 years of doing the Run for Rocky, we've been able to continue sustained support for gay straight alliances in the area for many years to come. I think for me, what fueled me in this business and to keep the longevity of the 33 years I've been in it going is the development of small businesses. And to see them be part of the show and flourish has really been something that is near and dear to my heart.
I never set out to become an entrepreneur. It was kind of, I came from a position where I didn't know anything. Like, I knew how to hustle because I was on the road selling t-shirts for my band so I can get to the next town or whatever. That's kind of where everything started. So I learned how to run a business kind of the hard way. Like, I had to learn how to do my books. I got to learn about marketing, advertising. I remember my first employee ever showed me how to write my own check so I could pay him, because I didn't even know how to do that. So I kind of came from a place that was so raw and just young, like completely clueless, and all I knew how to do was I just knew how to build stuff. So we take old materials, like things like floor joist, old barn beams, anything that was a real material at one point, and we create new things out of it. Things like furniture, countertops, shelving, dining tables, coffee tables, headboards. We kind of sell the story behind the material over just selling you a piece of furniture. What we're gonna be able to build you is so one of a kind that you can't recreate it. Even if I created the same piece twice, I can pretty much build anything out of anything now because I've had such an amazing, tight community of makers and builders and big thinkers in this city that I think what we're getting ready for now is becoming so big in that little pond that we just get to jump over to the other big ponds.
I was in the construction business for several years, selling building materials for some local companies, and I always had that entrepreneurial spirit kind of burning in my belly. So the only way to get it was to make a very, very difficult decision, and that was to start and leave my job and start fresh Hotham Building Materials. We're in our 16th year, and we've been fortunate that we've established a great customer base. We treat them with care. We give them the optimum customer service as possible. And because of those pieces of the puzzle, it fits and it works, and it has worked for 16 years. I think truly if someone has the desire to go into business and be an entrepreneur, talk to lots of people. Talk to professionals. Talk to other people that have run their businesses. You want to make sure you plan it well, put the pieces together, and then have passion and desire. And once all those things are there, it is really truly a path to success.
To present this year's Entrepreneur Award, please welcome Jeff Ostro, partner Grant Thornton, LLP.
Thank you very much. I'm glad I finally get an opportunity to wear the suit that I purchased for last year's event. But on to the business at hand. Grant Thornton, LLP, would like to congratulate this year's winner of the Entrepreneur of the Year. And the award goes to Michael DeFazio. Congratulations, Michael.
last year I was nominated and I declined it because I was so unhappy with where my business was. I was like, I'm not even worthy of anything like this. And since then, I've really made changes that I think personally made myself feel better about my business, and I'm happier now with where we're standing. And I know this is just literally, I'm not even at the starting line yet. So I gotta get to a way higher level before I'm completely satisfied, and I doubt I'll ever be completely satisfied, but I think this is one step closer to being happy. So it's a good thing for me. It's like, I kind of think it's like a stepping stone, and I'm excited.
We're already here, folks. Wild, wacky stuff, I can't believe it. The last category of the evening. Wake the kids and phone the neighbors. I know the finalists for the Large Company of the Year have been eagerly waiting for this award category, as have all of we.
Cavalier is a tool shop. We're high pressure injection molds as well as low pressure foam. Automotive is about 1/3 of our content. We're also very strong in heavy truck, recreational product, and consumer product. So we have upgraded our facility. We're now fitted with a 50 metric ton crane. So we're capable of picking 110,000 pounds in a single pick. We are already using macros and levels of automation that a lot of our competition do not. We have automated our design software. We've automated cut programs and CAD programs that we use in our facility. We travel the world and we scour this technology and bring it back to see how might that affect us? How would that work in our environment? We then partner with people and together we grow and we're building a better business. We compete all over the world. We were just selected as a global supplier for a large company in Germany. They're asking us to put tools into 21 locations around the world. It's fantastic. Over the years, it's been on. One of the compliments I got from a customer is a customer had said, well, you're a brand. You're not just a company, you're a brand. And I'd thought about that. That was so complimentary that he viewed us as a brand, that we have grown into something that is the benchmark within the industry.
We started in 1991. We provide basically disposable products. Started out with basic bags. Plastic was just coming in actually when I started. Was transitioned from paper to plastic. Now we're doing another 360 all over again. Right now our big push is towards the environmental products. Basically everybody want to get into biodegradable stuff and recycling. We're at the leading edge. We're probably leading the industry. We source product from over 300 vendors from over 20 countries, so we shop the world, supplying to all kinds of industries, whether it's retail, industrial, food service, even healthcare. We have close to 30 salespeople on the road, which go and consult with our customers. We can walk in there, show and tell. It's all about people. We're in a people business, whether people that work with me, whether it's people that we deal with, the suppliers, the customers, my truck drivers, my CSR. We're very big in customer service and people itself. And our customers are very happy, actually.
Reliance Home Comfort is a company that's been around for many, many years in the Windsor community. Our biggest goal is to make sure that we're providing home comfort for customers. We want to make sure that everybody is warm in the winter, cool in the summer, and has endless supply of hot water. We always want to make sure that we've got the most up-to-date products, the most energy-efficient products, as well as the technology to make sure that we've got all of the smart home features, as well as the thermostats that you can now control from your phones. All of the new technologies is something that we want to try to make sure that we're always on top of and we're always providing the best for the home comfort of customers. We are just, delighted to be part of Windsor-Essex and doing business here as we have for many, many years. Our team members have been living in the communities and working in this community, some of them for their whole careers. And as they go into homes and they see things, they do really want to have that connection with the customer and make sure that we as Reliance are very connected to the community. We work with a lot of the charities here, with United Way, with Play for a Cure. So we want to continually be connected to the community through our team members and some of the charity work with the community, as well as making sure that they're always serving their customers the best.
To present this year's Large Company of the Year Award, please welcome Patty France, President, St. Clair College.
Good evening, everyone. St. Clair College would like to congratulate this year's winner of the Large Company of the Year Award. And the winner is Cavalier Tool and Manufacturing. Congratulations.
There's a tremendous concentration of very talented people in this area. Most people don't consider that geographically there's a whole bunch of really, really smart people in a small area, Essex County. So to have our business and to be able to compete globally, there's really only a few spots in the world, and Windsor is, certainly top 3. There's a tremendous amount of opportunity, a tremendous amount of talent. We're viewed as technological leaders. People talk about Germany, Japan, you hear these other countries. When I travel to Germany and Japan, they ask me about Windsor.
And that's all, folks. And just because we're done here tonight doesn't mean the evening has to end, of course. Keep enjoying the delicious takeout food that you've picked up from restaurants all over YQG, and keep sharing the best parts of your evening with us on social media. Well, Mike, I guess that's a wrap. Hosting was actually pretty easy. You made all of this sound so difficult.
Well, Gord, you were worth every penny they paid you.
Touche. Good night, Windsor-Essex.
Ooh.